Hi, I'm Faith.
And I'm Neysa. And this is
Go Ladies, a podcast about navigating life, love,
and so much more
from a 40-plus perspective. I got a song. Like, here it go. Hammer, hammer, I am hammer. They put me in the mix. Hammer, hammer, I am. Okay.
I loved Hammer. We did the chorus, sweating.
And Hammer wasn't no punk. Hammer whoop your ass. Like, everybody, I've heard interviews with people in the industry, and they were like, no, Hammer will whoop your ass. Like,
I appreciate it.
He is from Oakland. Like, don't play with him.
Yep. I loved Hammer. High school dance team and their sweat team to Hammer.
Hammer was a vibe.
It was a great time.
That guys dance. Like, that's back when everybody used to dance.
And you dance till you sweat. Ooh. You had to have a perm. It wasn't no natural hair moment because your hair would go limp, but it wouldn't go big. You had a perm. So, you had to keep a scrunchie on your hand. Try back.
Because it's about to go down.
Yep.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Faye.
I'm Neysa. Thank you for watching the Go Ladies podcast or listening, those who are listening to us audibly. Okay. First thing first.
I pop
up.
Yes.
Okay, so last week there was no podcast. We taped it.
We did.
I was running behind on editing it, and I was getting ready to edit it, and I'm like, where is it? And so I can't find it. Couldn't find the recording to save my life. And so I called Faith. I'm like, it's gone. Like, I don't know where it is. It was a great show, and just couldn't find it. So I get ready to log in today for today's show. Guess what? Last week popped up.
Really?
So I'm going to go back and look at it tomorrow.
Okay, go.
And I'll look at it when I get to the hotel. And so, and see if I can edit it up and see, because it was good. It was a good show. And then it's a little dated, but it's a good show. So I'll drop that one and then, of course, drop this one as well. So if you were looking for us, sorry. I did get one text from someone saying, hey, where's the show? I'm like, my bad. Here's what happened.
And things happen. We appreciate you all rolling with the punches as we work out the kinks and all that jazz. So
what you get. Like, really, it is us talking. We come with these topics. We book guests. We do the editing. We do all the graphic social media. It's all us two right here. In addition to our other lives, which are two chicks in the world working in corporations and
traveling. I'm in a dimly lit hotel room right now.
I'm thinking about I gotta go to Target, so we ain't got time. So I gotta get my stuff to pack.
Quick. Do you do Target pickup or you just go with the vibes?
Well, see, because I've been working so much, I haven't left my house literally in a month of Sundays, except for to go to work.
Okay.
So this Target thing, I need to go to Ulta. Ulta's gonna be closed by the time I get there. So Target's the backup. So I just gotta run in there, hit it and quit it and come on out.
I live for a Target pickup. I go on the little app, boop beep boop boop. It lets me know when it's ready. I just drive up. I ain't got to go inside.
I gotta get it today and I can't wait on them to get it for me. Come on tomorrow morning.
Right. So, no, I know. I love the Target. So yes, we will not belabor this process.
Yes. Not.
Okay. You ready to get into it? Or you got some more updates you want to share?
That's enough.
All right, that works for me. So, new COVID.
Like the new Monica.
Remix. I feel like you have to laugh at it. I mean, I know it's not funny, people dying, but there's always a new version, it's almost like the iPhone. Hell.
Drop a new one every time, yeah.
Gosh, so it's the BA5, right?
More contagious.
Have we checked on Denzel? Did you check on him?
I have not checked on him.
Okay. I'm guessing.
But it's more contagious.
Right.
Faster spreading, of course, because it is more contagious.
Yeah.
I heard that it ain't no pump.
True.
I'm like, well,
Yeah. It's still with us.
Is COVID our new flu? I don't know the answer to that. Like, you get your flu shot every year, and there are lots of people who die from the flu every year. You know what I mean? And I don't want to downplay it because I am not a doctor. I don't play one on TV.
Right.
But is it going to end up really being our new flu? And that you have to get vaccinated from COVID and the flu every year, kind of as standard, and move on? I don't know.
Right.
I was told initially by another doctor that he really thought 5 years is how long we have to wear a mask for it to let it really dissipate. But because we're not obedient and don't do what we're supposed to do, it's going to linger and remix and all those things and stay around. So,
right.
I don't
That's
know.
what I've heard on just watching the news too. Like, just to your point about being like the flu at a certain point, you'll have the new strains and it's just becoming the norm, and you'll have to get vaccinated every year. I've heard that on the CBS this morning.
Gayle, talk about it.
Girl, don't get Gayle started on how mad she is that she got it.
Why's Gayle only got one shoe on?
So Gayle injured her foot. So she had to, you remember how you had to wear a boot?
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw her with one shoe on the
right.
A Croc and a regular shoe. And I was like,
She can't wear her pumps.
Okay.
So yeah, she injured her foot and she was in a boot for a little bit. So
okay. That's what I know what's on Gayle foot.
No, I know. She only because I follow her. I know. It showed her at the doctor and all that jazz. But she's fine. So yeah.
Good.
We'll see. New developments. Be safe out there.
So basically wear your mask. Like, I'm going on a plane tomorrow. I've been masked on this plane.
Your mask.
Masked up on this plane. I'm gonna be masked up,
Yeah. Did you see Lovey has her own personal air purifier?
On the plane?
On the plane. This is she got it on Amazon. And
I saw it.
I was like, okay, Lovey.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
It's fine.
Yeah, but
yeah. It's amazing. Not, I don't even want to say amazing. I realize where I live. I know I live in the South. I know I live in a red state, right? What's interesting to me is the people who are surprised at the people. I can't believe they don't have a mask on a plane. These are the people that never wanted to wear a mask. You heard them bitch and moan about masking. Why are you shocked? So, when you go to fly, you see it. Like, you'll see it. You've traveled. I've recently traveled, been on a plane. I wore my mask. I'm not concerned with what they're doing. That's on them. But the people, it's interesting to me. That's all. Who are just so. I can't believe the amount of people that didn't have a mask on. They told you. Please believe people when they tell you.
Here's the deal: your mask wearing at this juncture does not surprise me or faze me.
Right.
That was loud.
It was. Okay, hold on. Keep going.
It's a dang.
We needed that at this point. Oh my God.
It just does. People who don't wear the mask, I'm just like, okay. Yeah. And let's be honest, there is not a standard of wearing a mask. Therefore, everybody wears the mask or not to the best of their ability.
Absolutely.
So for me, I know good and well I'll wear a mask, right, on a plane and around random people who I don't know. Mm-hmm. But if I know you, I don't wear a mask. No, ain't no damn sense. I don't know you. I'm hugging up in your face, whatever else. I'm like, well, that don't make sense. Ain't no good CDC practices. Dr. Fauci mad at me. But,
Yeah. Everybody has their part, I get you. I know.
Yeah. I mean, even for homecoming last year, I was like, TSU folks are vetted, so we good.
Yeah, because that's exactly how it works.
Yeah. I thought the HBCU crowd was all right. And the system fought off.
But I mean, I love that we're talking about this because everybody at this point, you have you're sick of COVID, you're like you said, people I know. I mean, I'm with you there. I'm not gonna sit here and act holier than thou. I always wear my mask. I don't. I don't.
I'll wear it around people I don't know, and there are people who I think might be a little tricky.
And that works for you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh well. Okay, let's move on.
Yes, moving on.
Talk about the current president
and his wife.
And his wife. So
words are hard.
No. You and I have both have roles where we've written executive comms before.
Yeah.
So when you write executive comms, you take into consideration many things. The demographic, gender, vernacular of your speaker and of your audience.
Yeah.
And so there have been times I've written things and I've given it this amazing speech or talking points to the executive and they're going good. Then they go off script. And then your stomach starts hurting a little bit because you're like, oh, here we go. I'm assuming that's how the speechwriters for the Biden family are feeling right now, you know? Because I'm assuming they didn't write the stupidness onto the card.
Right. Yeah.
Like, stick to the card.
Yeah.
There's a reason there's a card there. And some people are good off cuff, but Uncle Joe ain't never been.
Liz, never. Again.
He's not if you buck Joe.
He told you.
Meet me at the schoolyard, Joe.
Please believe these people when they show and tell you who they are.
Thank you.
It's not new.
It's not
new.
Joe been wildin'.
Yes.
I mean, it's okay. I don't give some people, I mean, many people that I know actually mics, because I'm like,
Exactly.
Some folks don't give me the mic. Because like,
That's like the people you can't have on speakerphone. Like, you on speaker. No.
Dude, my sister called me. I was in a room full of folk. And I'd answered on speakers like, hey girl. And I heard, hey. I was like, I told her voice told me that y'all speaker quick. Like, hold on.
Because you know.
I know. People don't put me on speakerphone. Give me the heads up. Or when if you call me right now, hey, babe, I'm in the car with my mother. You're on speakerphone.
Yeah, absolutely. We both do that. Absolutely. Yes. God bless. So for those who may not know, I mean, obviously he's been speaking for a very long time. But as president, he's giving a speech and he read, what did he say? It was like, pause, repeat again. So for those who may not know, in a teleprompter, you're writing your script, especially like in news, and there's a program, you're right, whoever your speechwriter is, they write the script, it goes into teleprompter land, to put it in layman's terms. So someone is controlling the pacing and just controlling the teleprompter, advancing it, if you will. So he's reading it. I'm sure he has a hard copy there in front of him. That's typically what happens as well. Sometimes writers will write or type out pause, because you might pause for effect, right? You say something really good, that great soundbite, but the speaker
in the air, pause.
Right.
Yeah.
But the speaker's not supposed to say pause. It's just for them to know. So they see it, they stop reading. And then you don't, like if there's ellipses or anything like that, it's not to be spoken to the mass, the public. So yeah, Joe had a hard time recently with the teleprompter. And it was like, repeat again. That was in there. Yeah. I'm like, no, you're not supposed to say repeat again.
Which is dumb. Again, you don't write repeat again. You just write it out again, number one. But because I gotta go back at the prompter to figure it back out. Like, that's weird. And a prompter. Repeat again.
And know who you're writing for. You
Come on
know
now.
he's not. I learned that. We learned that. Know who you're writing for. You learn their voice. You learn their style. Yeah, I don't know.
You have to know who you're writing for. Know the cadence, how quickly or how slowly they speak, the phrasing that they would use, the hand gesturing they would do. You know, when would they laugh at a joke? When would they not laugh at a joke? How can you make them more personable if they're not?
Yeah.
Do they need a full speech? Do they need talking points? You know, because some people can do one or the other. They can't do both sometimes. What font do they need the speech to be in so they can see it? There's a lot that goes into it. Are they standing or are they sitting? If they're sitting, is it on a dais? If it's on a dais, is it a woman with a skirt on? She has a skirt on, she has a prayer cloth. There's a table that has, you know, these are all the things that go through your speechwriter's head.
It's a lot.
To make sure that you come off great. And folks out there ruining it.
Yeah. So on the flip side, his wife.
Yep.
Oh gosh, she was talking to the Latino community, right? It was a big event. First of all, let me just say this. She tried to do like this land is made for you and me. That's the best way for me to describe it. From here to there, and naming all these things that are American. Even though, you know, they were brought here or whatever from people of different backgrounds and cultures. Is that safe to say? Okay. So the first thing, of course, that got me, because I think I'm from New York and I'm not, she didn't say bodega right. And that bothered me from the jump. I know everybody mad about the tacos. I'm gonna get to the tacos. But she was like, as American as the bodegas in the Bronx. I was like, is she trying to say bodega? First of all, your writer didn't write that out phonetically. So I'm mad at you for that.
DAYGUH.
I was like, oh my God. That was one. Then she's in San Antonio and she's basically equating the Latino Hispanic people there to the breakfast tacos that are popular in San Antonio.
Well, this tells me two things.
Yeah, talk to me.
Her speechwriter, because that was in the speech, which I'm hoping it wasn't.
You never
but
know.
Was her speechwriter of the community?
Hello.
And if not, did her speechwriter run the speech by somebody of the community?
Girl.
I recognize that there are rooms that I have to write for that I might not be privy to or know the nuance of. And so when that happens, I tend to run it by someone whose demographic matches that of the audience. Now, let me say this. I recognize that one person is not a representative of that entire demographic. That person might love it and it still might fall flat in that room. If you have time, do it for multiple people to get their feedback. Right. But did you run it by somebody?
I know. And then it was awkward laughter too. Did you like? It was kind of like no.
And that speech for me, I'm not saying I'm the best writer out there. There are tons of people whose writing I love and, you know, listen to like every word. But when I write a speech, I prefer to talk to my speaker about it instead of just giving it to them.
Right. Yep.
So they can see it. I hate to use the word performed, so they can see it performed and understand the feeling and the journey. Some things might make sense chronologically. Right. Some things make sense on an emotional journey. We're gonna get to a crescendo and then do this. You know, it depends on different things. And you know, this one wasn't it.
No, it wasn't. I was like, oh Lord. And the National Association of Hispanic Journalists spoke out against it. And I was like, oh goodness.
You know what though?
What?
She didn't call nobody a shithole country, so she's still winning, and they still on point. Lesser two evils, we just gotta take it and keep it moving, because
there we go.
You know,
you're so cute. Okay.
I'm just saying, that's sometimes you gotta look at it that way. Like,
that's true.
Here's the one thing I never do. I never expect my leader to be perfect.
Right.
Because I'm not perfect. If I need grace and mercy, I know they need it too, especially on a bigger platform that they have. So while it was insensitive, while it was wrong, while they need to do better, while this should never happen again, they need to check that with their staff and whatever else.
Absolutely.
And be better. Tighten up. Tighten up.
It's definitely a tighten up conversation.
But for me, this is almost tan suitable as compared to some of the shit we've already endured. So, y'all, all right, you get a pass.
Now I want to sing the Tighten Up by Archie and the Dales.
Okay.
No, the Tighten
NASA, we ain't singing NASA.
Oh, you gotta go to Target. She gotta go
Target.
Okay, NASA. It was a Star is Born. Oh,
You know, I watched that movie on every flight I'm on since it's been out.
I've never seen it. I don't want to see it because I know what happens. I'm good.
It's so very good.
No, I don't want to see that. Okay.
Good.
Great. Good for you. I don't want to see it. Okay, NASA. Go ahead. Nerd out.
I'm not a science nerd like that.
I'm not either. Where is Neil?
You put it on the list.
I did. Because it's like really cool to look at. That really is my long and short of it. I'm like, oh, this is really cool.
NASA took photos of the galaxies far, far away for my Star Wars people.
I see what you did there.
You know.
Yes.
They were exploring brave new worlds. For my Star Trek people. Me.
Oh, probably you.
Yeah,
It's a Starbirth. I'm looking it up now.
Yep.
So NASA's James Webb telescope reveals cosmic cliffs, glittering landscape of Starbirth.
Now,
yeah,
it was born many years ago.
Right.
Because it takes forever for those light to get to us, but it is very interesting. I want the Romulans live there. Like when I saw it, like those are my random thoughts. I know those are random thoughts, but I'm like, somebody has to live there.
Hey, that's true.
You know, I don't believe the Lord in his infinite wisdom is going to create Earth and all these cosmos and just be like, I'll give this one some people. That's it. Like, no, the Romulans are somewhere, the Ferengi are somewhere, and you know, these are my people from the Star Treks.
Where are the Ewoks? That's who I want to hang out with. No. Where is Chewbacca and them? They're my people.
Those are your people. They're not my people.
Oh, Chewbacca be like, He is passionate. He loves who he loves.
He reminds me of Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. I am Groot.
Love is love. But yes, the pictures are really pretty. I recently went to Huntsville, Alabama, which
I love Huntsville.
Their whole space situation. So I'm told, and I like that they are really excited about the images and all that, and they've done things around that. So it really is cool if you just
even. Have you been to the Space Center in Huntsville?
I've not.
Oh, it's really cool.
I don't want to do did you do a simulator? I don't want to do that.
There's a simulator. There's a shuttle there. There's like it's worth.
I passed it, and I'm like, oh, there's the space.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Well, we should make it a trip.
Let's go.
Not a far drive. So. Okay, we're gonna go. Anyways, so that's nice. Speaking of A Star is Born, wait, do you want to do Emmys or no?
Emmys first.
Okay, stars. I'm rooting for everybody Black.
Emmys So Black.
Emmys So Black.
Emmys So Black.
The nominations came out. There are a lot of legendary firsts. Yeah, what you got?
So Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Yes.
Quinta Brunson and Janelle
James, I think.
James.
Is it James? You were supposed to write it down.
Write it down. It is. I did write it down. Janelle James.
Boom.
I love her stand-up, but I love her even more as a principal. They were all nominated for Abbott Elementary, which should be called Newburgh Elementary after my mama's school. Because I know those people. Like when I watch that show, I know those people. As a child of an educator, when you watch the show, you know those people. I'm like, this real life. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah, very good.
Who else?
Go. You're not gonna say his name?
I mean, Barack Hussein Obama.
Yes.
44.
Yes. Oh, she waved.
I mean, he's nominated.
I watched his special. I know you did.
I did too, y'all. It is the most.
You don't even watch animal and nature documentaries.
I don't watch animals.
That's my thing.
But I could to him, he could read to me the phone book, and I would be like,
Okay. Yeah.
I would. My mom was like, "Are you really watching him?" Yes, I am.
Hi, Michelle. Hello, Mrs.
And I love Auntie Shell. I would never come between Auntie Shell and President Barack Hussein Obama. I look from afar. Should something happen to Auntie Shell,
we know.
I will happily step in. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I ain't a home wrecker.
You're not.
Mm-mm.
Fine. Well,
the shoulder to cry on. I got one right here.
What? Wait. Okay, those of you who are just listening, this happened. Neysa done pulled her shoulder out of her shirt.
It's here. It's ready.
Oh gosh, I can't. I'm done. Anyway, congratulations. It's a whole lot of people. We're not gonna run the list, but who were nominated for Emmys: Issa Rae for Insecure, Donald Glover.
Yep.
Etc. Gerard Carmichael. I'm gonna shout out Lizzo for Watch Out for
Big Girls.
Yes. So yeah, it's a lot. Congratulations to rooting for everybody Black.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of shows, good writing. P-Valley. P-Valley has really surprised me this season. They have elevated their game.
Yes.
With Katori, like legit, like the writing is so good.
Yes. P-Valley last season, I don't want to diminish it because it was a good show. But it was a good kind of filthy show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of a no real life lessons in it.
Right.
It was good to watch. It has a Memphis feel. Feels like 901. So it just feels good. So you're gonna watch it. These last 2 episodes of P-Valley,
Lord,
whoever is doing their good right, like, they're just doing it, and it's so well. The first one was about Mississippi, and we talked about it a little bit, but it's about kind of how the character Mississippi became from a little girl's high school age to a adult, the stripper named Mississippi. Yeah, so that was very interesting. The last episode.
Whew. Oh, I don't have words. You don't have words. You're just like, oh my, it was so deep, and just there's so many layers. So many layers. I mean, goodness.
Go ahead.
Oh, me? We don't have, it's okay. So I mean, it's spoilers, F it. Yeah. So if you haven't watched Lil Murda and Big Teak, they've really like explored their storyline this season. They're homie lover friends, if you will. I hate to use that person's song, but anyways, locked up together, came up together,
fell in love in prison.
Lil Murda would write songs for him. Lil Murda is out at this point. He has gotten out. When we meet him, he's a free man. So we learn about prison in this season. Big Teak is introduced in this season. He's newly released, which Neysa and I have our perspectives on that as well, because we've worked in that environment, right? Mm-hmm. So that for us offers a layer itself of what that looks like, being incarcerated, being released, being, you know, whatever your next steps are. And he's struggling. It's, for me, he's in love still with Lil Murda. Lil Murda loves Uncle Cliff. You know, it's that, but Lil Murda still, he give it to him in the one scene, just chill him out. He like, okay, let me just, and I feel like there's still love for Big Teak, but he is not in, he is in love with Cliff.
Yes.
You know,
I don't know the time difference. I don't remember hearing it between when Lil Murda got out.
Right. I don't remember.
And how much time was still left. Like, how long has Lil Murda been living outside the prison? While Big Teak was still inside the prison. You know? Because it doesn't sound like Big Teak had any expectations of fidelity. He had expectations of loyalty, but not fidelity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So,
yeah.
Let me say this too. The last 2 episodes have made a lot of straight Black men angry.
Come on, talk about it.
Now, anytime there are 2 men having sex on screen, especially if they're Black men, the Black straight male community apparently has an uproar. I don't know why people having sex throws them in such a tizzy, but it does. Here's what I found funny. In the same episode, Mercedes, who's a female stripper, has sex with has a menage, you know, basically another woman and a dude. And crickets. They ain't something about that. There's something about the 2 women having sex. But because it was Lil Murda and Big Teak, you know, there was a huge uproar about that, which is crazy. I think, and I wrote down his name, just I'm looking at my paper right now for those who I'm looking at. John Clarence Stewart plays Big Teak, and J. Alphonse Nicholson plays Little Murda. These men are giving amazing nuance to characters that are not seen or have not been seen truly since Midnight or since Michael K. Williams did Omar.
Right. Yep.
We're used to this very much so feminized version of a sassy ghetto gay male who's very effeminate and, you know, girl, nah. We're not used to these very masculine. F you up.
We'll beat your ass.
Real shooters. You know? Also being homosexual.
Right.
And I think that is the rub for a lot of straight Black men. It's one thing if you are Billy Porter, right? Or because it's a little extra, a little drama, you know, it's just a little extraness to it. That's how he chooses to live his life, and that's his truth. I think that, and I'm not going to speak on behalf of Black men because I don't know this. I did no survey, but for me, it just seems like that when it is 2 very masculine, very hood, you know.
Very good.
That they think that it's too close to home. It could be one of their homeboys too, you know.
And it could be.
It is. It is. You still make it safe for them to say nothing. That's all it is. You know, like is. So that's the other part of it. When Teak says, I should have died in this house a long time ago, you realize the residual effect of childhood trauma. Like, we know ACEs are all those important things that happen in a child's life that negatively impact them, of course, their life, right? I say all the time, nobody popped out of their mother with a manual saying, this is how you raise me and make me better.
Right.
So good parents do the absolute best they can, and it's still never going to be enough, right?
Right.
You need therapy, you still need the Lord, you need to unlearn some things and unpack some things.
Yeah.
But to have trauma and have an unsafe childhood, I now understood why Teak's fuse is short. Don't sneeze in this direction.
Yeah.
Because it's on and popping on sight.
Yeah.
I choose, it's gonna fight you without you. You know, like, he's just that way. And so I get that. Like, he strikes me as a man who's never had a safe place to lay his head.
That's what it is.
There was never a place for him to be safe.
Yeah.
And and so that lack of safety, you do get someone who is very much so always primed and ready to fight, primed and ready to attack. If I don't attack you first, then you're going to attack me first.
Survival mode.
Yes, a survival mode. And when you dig down to it even deeper, it's when you're always tensed and ready to fight. As a boxer, you know this, when you're ready, it is exhausting.
Yeah.
Even if you don't throw a punch.
Yeah.
Just being tense and ready for it.
Yeah.
The limbs are going to be tired.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think, you know me, I do too much too deep. But when you live that way, poised like that all the time, he was tired, which is why he made the decision he did.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. He didn't know any other way to live. Yeah. So let me just go ahead and escape this right here.
Yeah.
Because the unknown, the darkness, the quiet, the rest.
Yeah.
Is even better than this. So.
And Lil Murda saw it. And it's, you know, for me, it's back to you do all that you can. But a lot of times when a person has their mind made up, you know? So he was right there with him.
Yep.
Yeah. And then even like at the end, and yes, we're spoiling. Yes. To go, he ends up, Lil Murda goes to Uncle Cliff. And him saying, I'm not okay. You know how hard that is for a lot of Black men in general.
A lot of folk.
A lot of folk, but
a lot of folk, Neysa included, yeah.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Like he can't just sob, broke down. I am not okay right now. That for me, I was like, I'm done. I was done before, but I was like, I can't no more, Jesus.
Now, I'm missing a whole scene, and just to be transparent, in the past year, maybe 2 years now, I had a couple people that I know commit suicide. One as recently as last weekend. I'm not going to say their names out of respect for family and all those things. So I'm just going to leave that right there. So when it got to, I found out, let me think, Friday, and about this one person. And I was watching P-Valley on Sunday. Yeah. And so when I realized what was happening, I couldn't watch it. So like, I fast forward, because you see, I mean, you know it's coming, right? You know it's coming. I assumed that we wouldn't be able to say Big Teak. So I fast forward to Lil Murda on Clifford's porch. So I personally do not know the car conversation. Are there any jewels in that conversation that I should be privy to?
I don't know of any jewels.
Okay.
But it was very, it was deep.
Yeah.
It was, you know, Lil Murda, I don't know how to say, like really trying to be proactive and not, because he was trying to put him out the car. He didn't want him to, he was trying to put him out the car, get out. And it just, yeah. And Lil Murda's trying to talk to him like, you don't, you know, like you don't have to do this. And it, yeah. Similar to what you're just saying. Like a lot of times that's just for him and in his mind and what he's gone through is the best solution for him. So yeah.
Outside of just the fantasy of TV, I mean, the reality of it is we've seen multiple people take their lives in the past 2-3 years now. Like this whole pandemic, this whole social injustice, this whole economy, this whole insurrection, this whole, you know, Black Lives Matter, this whole work 1,000 hours a day, this whole you've gained weight and your health is going downhill, this whole we've still got COVID again. Like, we have to recognize, number one, that all of that is too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
We also have to recognize that people are hurting. And when people tell you that it's too much, it's not the fact that people are weak. It's not the fact that people aren't strong. The fact that it's too fucking much.
Yeah.
And we have to do a better way of helping people through it. And I don't have the answers. I am not a suicide hotline person. You know, I will probably drop that on the screen and put it into the body just for people who need that information. But we have to find a way to give people some grace, because the way that we're doing things now is not working, and the numbers are going up, and it's getting closer and closer and closer to home. And at some point, like you gotta stop. Let's just like stop. People have to be happy, healthy, and whole. And the way things are going right now aren't really sustainable for that. And so, if anyone who is listening, my little after school special moment, but needs help, needs something, you know, please reach out to somebody. Please reach out to a friend, coworker, colleague, the 9-line. I think it might be Florida Ways, they'll help you too. You know, something, 911, something, to get some help along the way, because we're losing people who are stars, who are shining, who are great lights, who are good people. I'm gonna cry, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay. Well, here's the thing: we can't do it by ourselves. As much as many of us think we can, we all need help in some form or fashion, and it's okay to ask for help. You're not lesser than, you're not weak. It's okay to ask for help. That's my message. But yes, it's okay to ask for help. What I want to know, because I know you got to go to Target.
You're going to Target.
So you recently went to a wonderful brunch, women's empowerment. Do you have any jewels or anything you'd like to share as our to go from that?
Number one, the Equity Alliance has the Black Women's Empowerment Weekend and the Black Women's Achievement Brunch. And those were both, you know, lovely events. And the brunch was really, really good. It was, you know, a good fellowship amongst sisters. And it answered my question, where is there a safe space for Black women? And it's in the presence of each other. You know, and that's where it should always start. I don't think in there. I think we should be, you know, safe wherever we are. But that really was a place that was just, it was dripping in Black female excellence. And I love the fact that in the room, even though I'm gonna say it was a hard day because things that just happened with, you know, the person I was telling you about. So I really wasn't in the best of networking moods. But being there and being with these different women, it almost becomes a family reunion. And it's a celebration. Like, you know, Jahari Matthews is like, oh my gosh, she just got promoted and she's great and she's so sweet. You know, you can't help but to smile when you see Jahari, you know, and Lonell, her husband, who's also amazing in his own right. You can't help but, smile when you see attorney, I think it's Andrea, I'm gonna say her name all wrong, because Andrea and Andrea, names can be a little tricky, but Perry, talking about, and, hear about the great work that she's doing, and just, she's always such a pleasant smile to see. There were just so many people in the room that you're like, you killing it. You killing it. I see you killing it, like you're walking in excellence, and you're walking and being unapologetically Black, and you're walking and being, super female, and all those coming together. And it's just like, yeah, we are the shit. Like, we are,
In case y'all forgot, Black women are.
Yeah. So it's really, really good. Because it's easy not to say lose sight of that, but sometimes it is.
Yeah.
We know that we are graduating with better degrees than most of our other demographics. We are well educated as Black women. We are well read as Black women, there are so many different things that we're doing. We vote in great numbers. Like, we are on our P's and Q's. We keep the Black church afloat. Like, literally, we are on our P's and Q's. But if you look at the spaces, sometimes it's like, okay, are the Black in the pulpit? Well, no, it's still very masculine. It's very patriarchy. We're out there voting, but everybody else ain't, so it's still looking a little tricky, know? Yes, we have these degrees, but then you hear the more degrees you have, the less like you are to find a man.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just all these, every time you take a step forward, it's like, Black women read, but that book ain't gonna keep you warm at night. Right. If you pair it with your vibrator, it will, you be all right. Turn the fan off.
Yes. Yeah.
You be okay. Yeah. So just, all those different things. And so to be in the room where it's just like braids, perm, cocoa butter, all in the mix, and people understand it and have to explain anything to anybody, it's just always a joy.
I like that, Neysa.
So it was good.
That was good.
It was definitely good. So find you a safe space. Oh, I signed you up to go camping.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I can do glamping. I'm not going camping.
We're going camping.
You said GL?
Yeah, I'll put a GL in front of me too. We're going glamping.
With Black women? We're going to talk about this offline, y'all. Sign me up for it. In the meantime, follow us on Spotify and Apple, iTunes, YouTube,
and all the socials.
Instagram. All the socials. Like, comment, share.
Yes.
All of the above.
Okay.
Y'all are doing great. Yes.
Have a good night, and we'll bring you more foolishness next week, and hopefully a little bit more light.
I want to hear more about Target.
Yes.
And the glamping. Okay. Well, enjoy, and thank y'all for listening.
Bye, people.
Bye.